This time I'm not getting swept off my feet. Hey guys, and welcome back to another random distractions video. This one's going to be about some photography gear that I actually got. As I mentioned in my intro video, one of my side jobs is photography, and the way that I like to shoot is by using a strobe or flash. And I usually do this by myself and outdoors. I will usually use a flash or two on some inexpensive Amazon light stands with some soft boxes. Unfortunately, because I do shoot outdoors, the wind is usually my worst enemy, and I've actually lost one strobe light to it falling over from the wind. This led me to look for a solution. The obvious choice, of course, is to buy a heavier light stand, but there is a very wide variety, and it also gets kind of expensive when you look into the bigger ones. And I also don't have a lot of storage for something that big. I happened to come across a video from Joe Edelman, I believe is his name, and he mentioned something that I think might work, so I started looking into it. This led me to the StandDaddy, so let's unbox it and see how it works. Alright, so now it's time to take a look and see what's actually inside this box and see how these StandDaddies work. Just open this thing here. Alright, and as I mentioned, I ordered 6 of these because I have 2 stands. Oh, these are actually pretty sturdy. They are made from plastic, but it almost looks sort of like steel, if you can see that. So I'm just going to get 3 of them out here. And they're all individually wrapped, looks like. And there is a card with a little thank you there, and then just some instructions on there, but they're pretty self-explanatory. Alright, so there's 3 of them, and I'll leave the other 3 in there for now. And so here's those stands, the Amazon Basics. They're not the sturdiest once they're up, but that's kind of what they look like. And then we just unscrew these. We'll slip on a weight and slip on a StandDaddy. Just start tighten it back up here. Oh, that was really easy right there. Screw another one, slip in the weight, slip in the StandDaddy. Okay. Oh, it's already starting to feel kind of solid there. All right. And the last one here. All right, and there it is. Ooh, that actually does feel extremely solid on there now. Yeah, and it certainly is going to be a lot heavier once I put these on, carrying them around. But like I said, it'll still, like, you know, shrink down to a lot smaller size than a, you know, a regular size or huge C-stand or something that's heavier. So this, it just kind of adds to the weight of that and keeps it super sturdy. I guess the only thing I can try, and it is kind of a windy day, is to see how well that holds it up. So as you can see from the footage, these things really do work, and the day that I tested them was actually really windy. Since then though, I've had a chance to test them in actual photo shoots, and it does make the stand heavier depending on how many I add, but it has saved me from those windy days. My stand hasn't fallen since then, and I did have one time where I only had put the 7.5 pounds on it, and it was a little bit windier than I thought it was, and it did cause it to like move just a little bit, but it, you know, since it's heavier, it gave me that extra time to notice and grab it before anything happened. Once I'm done, it's easy to collapse everything again, and the light stand goes back to being just a small little stand, and the weights go back into their case. Overall, I'm really glad that I bought them. They weren't that expensive, I think. They ended up being around $70 to $75, I think, for the 6 that I got. So compared to like buying a much heavier light stand, that's definitely a savings. And like I said, they work really well because they're easy to put on, and it doesn't, and yes, it's heavier at the moment, but it then collapses to being small and easy to store afterwards. So I'm really happy that I got them. Well, that's all I have for this video. Would definitely appreciate a like, of course. Would appreciate if you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video drops, unlike my light stands now. But until then, I hope you have a good one.